Hey everyone, James Lambert here. I hope you're absolutely thriving wherever this video finds you. I'm going to entitle this video, Beware the Lure of Extremes. And I've really spent a lot of time deep in thought and quiet contemplation on this. I was seeking to examine some of the more powerful tactics maybe and strategies that I used to transform my own life. And I think in part there's this journey. My coaching practice is predicated and immersed in the philosophy of integration. And this is the wholeness of the individual. I talk about the noble savage. We our lower, baser emotions of lust, envy, jealousy and the like. Rage, hatred. In becoming modern alchemists, we seek to transform these into nobility, into becoming fully self-sovereign, masters of ourselves, living peaceably constructive lives. So in part, initially, you may be going through this in your own life. That's why I want to share this. You can go from one extreme to the other. So in my own case, from being a violent individual in word, thought and deed and feeling, to then overtly peaceable. And at first blush you may go, but what is wrong with this? But it can manifest in a tendency to be subservient or feel lesser than others, but under the guise of humility. But nevertheless, it's not complete. It's not the wholeness that I sought and seek for you and my clients. And so what the state of mind is truly the enlightenment we seek. But so many of us, particularly in the West, it's different if you've been born into these Eastern traditions where maybe the dress of the yogi comes more naturally. But so often I see in the West, they actually take on the attire. Again, no judgment. I'm offering my commentary on this though. But we take on the attire of a holy man. This is someone born in London. So he's wafting about in beads and so on and so forth. And no judgment. But again, it potentially stinks of the ego. Because it's like, look at me. I am a peaceful man. You see, I can dress as I used to. I can be as casual as anything. I can be smart. It's so much less than what one appears to be in this world of contrived selfies. The state that you are truly looking for, the enlightenment is subtle, it's quiet, it's invisible. It's an internal state, change of state, of mind, of heart, of soul set. This cannot be, it can be hinted at through one's dress, but it's so much important. It's so much deeper than the superficial. And as I say, beware the extremes, because you can go from one highly corporate, driven by money, to then the other being like a... Now I offer you, the wholeness that you seek is both holy and viscerally dynamic and angry. And it's the amalgamation and blending of the two that the yin-yang Mandela hints at that is truly powerful. That's the real authenticity that we seek. So you can take that righteous anger and indignation that may have come out in violence, but you can put the same passion into a noble pursuit and quest that is, yes, peaceful like the yogi and the holy man, but you don't have to dress in like St. John the Baptist to know that you are holy and whole. You can have the rage, but it's tempered, like that of the samurai. I don't think anyone would argue that they were badass warriors capable of inflicting massive trauma through their swords and their martial arts on others. And yet, why is it, I offer, why is it that they also tempered that and took the art of tea making so deadly seriously? They cultivated beautiful gardens. They were studiers and producers of epic art. Because they knew the folly in just chiseling on the physical without tempering it with the intangible qualities and virtues of the noble savage. Again, this is what I seek. This is what I do with the men that work with me. It's taking that raw, the raw, you know, they say a diamond in the rough. You are a diamond. You might have a current few rough edges at the moment. These may manifest itself through your behaviour, as the ones I've already alluded to, and jealousy, hatred, envy, violence, and so on. But when they're tempered to a noble pursuit, which is finding significance through value-based attributes in your life, you can take the same beautiful qualities, the essence of passion. Don't manifest it through violence towards others or yourself, but you transform it into living with passion towards a noble pursuit aligned with your highest values, your heart-centered truth. This is all possible for you. This is all possible. Will it be easy? No, but will it be worth it? Absolutely. Absolutely. And so you can see I love the wordplay. You can be both holy, and in seeking to be whole, you're holy so you can be like that of a monk, but also be badass like a samurai. I've termed something called both-isms. This is a philosophy I'm playing with at the moment. Both-isms. So it's not either or, as is so popular in our culture. We have this black and white narrative that is so incomplete. Again, it is not whole. It is not integrative. It is not complete. It is one side of the story. And even the coin, people typically go, oh, there's two sides to the coin, the heads and the tails. But what about that? I haven't got one to hand. You see the edge of it, the side, there's actually three sides. And in real life, there's multiple sides. 7.25 billion people on the planet, all with their own perspective. But what's your truth? And I invite you to search for that. But as I say, there's no judgment. But from going, I know in my own life, you can go from one to the other. And you think you've made a great change. Indeed, you have. But just because you are a man of peace who was formerly violent does not mean that is not whole. It can be, in fact, I call it like an egoic sleight of hand, like the magician. You can almost think you self-congratulate yourself before time because you think, I've got my shit together. You've just begun. You've just begun, like the true martial artist on attaining his black belt. He knows that his journey's just begun. He hasn't arrived at mastery. Far from it. But this is the popular culture narrative, that the superficial is important, that the selfie is important, that how you look is of vital importance. I'm saying look after your health, but where's your mental health in all of this? So the women are flaunting toned stomachs in the bikinis, and the men maybe have got tremendous biceps, but their self-esteem is in the ashes of their incomplete self-worth. This does not arrive at a place of wholeness. So as I say, when you put forth any one opinion, it has to be tempered with the other. Of course, I'm all about the body beautiful, having a strong, healthy body. But if that is not tempered with at least building up the inner man to a minimum of the same standard, it's going to be incomplete, it's going to be frail, and at some point in the kinetic chain there will be a breakdown. And so, I urge you, regardless of whether you decide to work with me as your personal coach, consider integration and beware the lure of extremes. Because very much you see that with a fundamental religion, something that may have started out very good and noble can be hijacked. And we do it all the time. And so I say, seek integration, seek wholeness, so you can be a badass samurai or Shaolin warrior, but you also carry, because it's internal, your state of mind, deep holiness and regard and welfare for both yourself and others, your family and work colleagues. It's a state, and you don't have to parade that. It's your choice to dress as you choose, but know that your state of mind is the true truth. You know, it reminds me of like a Zen, I forget this verbatim, but it's something like, before enlightenment, I, chopped wood, carried axe. This isn't quite, you can find it yourself, but then after enlightenment, I chopped wood, carried axe. You see, for all intents and purposes, to the untrained eye, externally, nothing's changed. This is what I mean. You don't have to demonstrate yourself in dressing differently or wearing the attire of a priest. The state of mind is invisible to the naked eye, and yet everything has changed. Nothing has changed. Everything has changed. Nothing has changed. And it's in this seemingly incongruent state that all the unstoppable essence and power I allude to is. The challenge or the trouble is, as humans, we don't like that unease. We like absolutes as we see it. We like, he is a bad guy, he is good. He is a priest, he is a villain. If only life were that easy. So I say seek wholeness, seek true integration. If you're excited to explore some of these things I've talked about, please get in touch. Send me an email at themotivationalcoach@outlook.com. Let's see how we can explore this together, either in the one-to-one or my 3-month Unstoppable Blueprint program. You can also send me a private message over at my Facebook public page. I will always respond to you within 24 hours. And regardless of whether you get in touch with me, I urge you to seek that wholeness and integration in your own life. Beware the lure of absolutes, of extremes. Delight in that delicious unknowing and uncertainty of both-isms. Anyway, I'll leave it there. If you've watched this far, thank you very much indeed for your time and attention. I absolutely value and appreciate your support. Yes, you. Those of you that do get in touch with me privately. Those brave souls that do work with me, that challenge themselves, and they seek to bring forth the nobility from the savage part of their element. So thank you again for your time and support. As always, you are unstoppable, and I believe in you. Take care.